sports.
We are Blackboard. We are Sunforce.
Last night in the Trop, the Rays seemed poised for a dramatic victory after Evan Longoria's solo shot in the 8th put the Rays ahead 3-2. But the Mets rallied off Brad Boxberger. That came in the 9th inning for their 7th straight win. Tonight, a pair of impressive rookies go to the hill as right-hander Nathan Carnes faces Mets flamethrower Noah Syndergaard. After a near-epic contest last night to open this series featuring 5 home runs and the Rays coming out on the wrong end of a 4-3 score, we have game 2 of this series at Tropicana Field coming up in just a few moments between the Rays and the New York Mets. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you with us tonight for the middle game of this series, and as good as last night was, save for the Rays lost to the Mets, we have an outstanding pitching matchup tonight. You could argue certainly 2 of the better rookie pitchers, not only in the National League or the American League, all of Major League Baseball, and they could be 1 and 2.
And they're throwing the ball well right now. I mean, if you look at Nathan Carnes, just go back over his last 3 starts. Nathan Carnes has done a great job of keeping it simple. Against right-handed hitters, he's attacking them fastball around the zone and the curveball. Against lefties, same thing, except he'll sprinkle in the changeup, and it's led to these numbers right here. And how about this for an impressive stat? In those 3 starts that we're talking about right here, he's given up a total of 9 hits. That is how pinpoint he has been with his command. He'll look to keep it going, and he's going to have to be good tonight because Noah Syndergaard, you go back a little bit farther, his last 7 starts, look at those numbers right there. He's given up 1 earned or 0 in 5 of the 7 starts, and he does it with a fastball that will absolutely light up the radar gun, mid to upper 90s, a curveball that he'll throw hard. He'll also change the shape and the speed of that pitch, and a very good changeup, and guess what? He's got pretty good command, too. This is going to be a fun one.
Syndergaard, just 22 years old. These 2 pitchers tonight, both from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They've traveled to Tampa Bay to meet head-to-head. Evan Longoria continues to swing a hot bat. The Rays thought he may have capped what could have been a victory last night. Didn't turn out that way. And Todd Callis looks back at the resurgent bat of Evan Longoria.
the Rays had 3 separate solo home runs, giving them a 1-0, a 2-1, and a 3-2 lead. The last one came off the bat of Evan Longoria, who has hit much better since the All-Star break. Longoria, since the break, hitting .303, and he's really driving the ball much better lately. Look at what he's done over the last 11 games. A .409 average during that span, 4 doubles and 4 home runs. Longoria drove one out to center field in the final game against the White Sox on Wednesday. There it is. And then he followed that up in the first game of the homestand with this home run also to center field, just barely clearing. That's the one that gave the Rays a 3-2 lead. Great to see Longoria firing on all cylinders back in the lineup for the Rays in that we are getting ready for baseball. Nathan Carnes, the rookie right-hander, on the mound for the Rays. And Noah Syndergaard, the hard-throwing right-hander for the Mets, right around the corner.
The Cards heads to the mound tonight to face the New York Mets in the middle game of this series. Cards looking for his 7th win of the year, making his 22nd start. And here is the starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. The Mets have Curtis Granderson leading off, followed by Daniel Murphy tonight at third, hitting second, and then Yoenis Cespedes hitting third. Lucas Duda is at first base, hitting cleanup in front of the DH Juan Uribe. In left field again, Michael Conforto. Travis d'Arnaud is the catcher. Kelly Johnson hits 8th. He's at second base. And Ruben Tejada will be the shortstop, batting 9th.
Well, Nathan Carnes, he has been the model of consistency in this Rays rotation this year, making his 22nd start. ERA of 3.37. We talked about his last 3 times. How about this? 21 starts. And in those 21 starts, 9 times he's given up 3 hits or fewer for his outing. Pretty impressive from the young righty. Let's take a look at the Rays defense and see how it's going to line up behind Nathan here tonight. Here it comes, baby. Let's hope. Hey, there it is. Brought to you by BMW. In the outfield, left to right, we've got Grady Sizemore, Kevin Kiermaier, and Daniel Nava. Across the infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Asdrubal Cabrera, Logan Forsythe, and James Loney, with Kurt Casale behind the plate.
All set to play baseball tonight. Rays and the Mets. And here's Curtis Granderson leading off, the right fielder. First pitch of this game from Nathan Carnes is a little high. First pitch presented by Pinch a Penny. 1-0 the count. Nice shot back into deep straightaway center. Kiermaier will go to the wall, and it's gone. Granderson on the second pitch of the game hits one out. Granderson's 18th home run of the year, and boy, he is prone to leadoff home runs. That's 6 leadoff home runs this year for Granderson, 18 overall.
Well, so many pitchers want to start off and at bat, start off a ball game establishing that fastball. And that's what Curtis Granderson does, is he ambushes you, and he did right there in the second pitch.
Daniel Murphy taking a strike. Well, these teams exchanged home runs last night. 5 hit in the game. There's a strike, and the count is 0-2.
Well, and this Mets team, not known for the home run, but recently, you go over the last couple of weeks, they're right at the top of the charts, banging out the long ball. Different offense now.
Murphy fouls it away. It's an interesting blend, their lineup. You know, there's Granderson. He's a very patient hitter. They have a lot of aggressive hitters throughout this lineup. But Granderson, you're right. He'll lay in wait. And he hit that leadoff homer. Now Kiermaier's after this drive. It's going to be over his head. Back into the far corner. Murphy's in at second with a double. He hit that one toward that triangular corner to the left of center field.
How about Murphy's last 2 at-bats? The home run last night of Jake McGee, the fastball, and then the curveball. Such a good pitch for Nathan Carnes. And this one, middle of the plate, but down. And Murphy, a great job of going down, getting underneath it, and being able to push that ball past Kevin Kiermaier. You know he hit it hard.
Well, he was down 1-2 last night when he hit the home run, down 0-2 in this one when he doubles. And now Yoenis Cespedes. Lines it into right, a one-hop base hit. Nava comes up with it. They're going to stop Murphy at third. So a home run, a double, and a single off Carnes to start the game.
Well, another curveball. This is a big pitch. Nathan Carnes, for the most part, especially against right-handed hitters, is fastball, curveball. Spot the fastball, use the curveball as a pitch to put away or induce weak contact. Well, a couple of curveballs here in the opening sequences, and you've got a double to center, and then Cespedes wisely going to right field with that particular hook.
And now Lucas Duda, who has been red hot. He was 0 for 4 last night. And he shoots this one deep to center field. Kiermaier to the wall, and it's going to be over his head on the leap. Murphy scores. Cespedes heads to the plate. It's a double, and now it's 3-0. The Mets come out swinging, and how?
Well, they are in full aggressive mode right now, and what can you say? Lucas Duda, this is a pitch that catches too much plate. They're trying to go down and away. That ball ends middle in and down. Left-handed hitter with that kind of power. Fortunate it stays in the yard, and they're all over Kiermaier out there trying to make a play. Ends up an inch short.
8 pitches in, 4 hits and 3 runs, and the Rays will have a conference on the hill led by Jim Hickey.
We hit the reset button. It was Curtis Granderson ambushes on a fastball. He's been known to do that. A couple of curveballs hit. Now you're trying to make a good fastball down and away. It ends up middle of the plate down. And every mistake, and some of them weren't even mistakes.
And while the conference on the hill was taking place, Nava and Kiermaier trying to put that panel back together in the outfield.
That's not a good sign either. The wall's falling apart. Runners are scoring.
Here's Uribe. Juan Uribe. He goes after the first pitch and lifts a popper foul. That will carry into the stands. Strike one.
Well, and I'll tell you something else. If this team is going to continue to dig in and swing like this, you may need to take somebody's New York right off the front of their jersey. I mean, up and in and serve notice. This is not going to be the way that it goes here tonight. Move some feet.
It's a matter of survival.
Yeah, right. You won't be out there very long. No doubt.
And a big cut there and a foul. 0-2. Terry Collins' club 9 over 500, riding a 7-game winning streak. Started the day 2.5 up in the National League East. In the dirt, a cut and a miss, and the throw to first will retire Uribe. Duda remains at second. And the strikeout there on the breaking ball.
Well, there's a start. And you get an out. It wasn't productive. Duda stays at second base. We've seen the Rays have these ball games where they've had rough first innings, fall behind early, then battle back. But you got to limit the damage here.
Michael Conforto. Pitch blocked by Casali. Curveball. Conforto got a big hit last night, a double in the 9th inning. Young outfielder out of Oregon State. The Mets have very high hopes for him, particularly from the offensive side. Two and 0.
Well, he's been productive in his limited time here with the Mets. You talk about that big hit last night. That was not a pitch that was, well off the plate. Took it into left center field.
It's 2-1. Granderson hit the second pitch of the game out to center field for his 6th leadoff home run of the year, which matches him with Brian Dozier for the major league lead this year. The Twins, Dozier has 6. That takes the count to 2-2. And Jose Reyes, in his time with the Mets, also had a year with 6 leadoff home runs. And now Granderson has tied that club record. Strike 3 call. And I'm looking at a fastball.
Well, there's been a subtle change here by Nathan Carnes. Some off speed early, then the fastball late as the at bat goes on, and picks up the strikeout here. Nice pitch to Conforto. you couldn't have located that pitch much better, and he gets the strikeout looking. Another big out.
Dorneau, the catcher, and a little roller back of first fair. Handled by Loney, and Casale, I think, was struck on the backswing. 3-run score for New York. Pitches of the game. Carnes settle in to get the next 3 hitters. And the Rays will put this lineup out there, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. John Jaso, the DH, leads off, followed by Grady Sizemore and Evan Longoria. James Loney, Logan Forsythe, and Andrew Cabrera, red hot. It's 6th in front of Daniel Nava in right, Kevin Kiermaier in center, and Kurt Casale does the catching.
Now right-hander Noah Syndergaard making his 16th start of the season. He was brought up and inserted into the rotation on May the 12th. A little bit of a slow start. Started off 2-4 with an ERA of 4.15 through his first 6. However, you go over his last 9 starts. He's been outstanding. 4-1, 1.80, holding the opponents to a 183 average.
Well, John Jaso will be the first man to face him. Jaso starts the night hitting .318. First pitch in there at 95 is wide. 1 ball, no strikes. So a couple of hard throwers back to back. Jacob deGrom last night. Noah Syndergaard tonight. 6'6", a little over 240. deGrom 6 1/3 last night, gave up a couple home runs. And there is a curveball.
Yeah, and he will throw that at different speeds. He will change the shape of it. He'll change the speed of it. It's a very good pitch for him, as you saw right there on the back door.
2-2. Syndergaard just 22 years old. He'll be 23 at the end of this month. There's a shot, lifted back into center field. Cespedes on the run, can't get there. That's going to one-hop the fence. And Jaso has a double to start the Rays first.
Well, maybe we came into this thinking it was going to be a pitcher's duel, and it's going to be the exact opposite. A quick start by the Mets, and how about a quick start here by the Rays? A good battle, a center cut fastball, and a ground rule double.
8th double of the year for Jaso. And Grady Sizemore, who hit a home run and then made a great defensive play to rob Flores of a potential home run in the 6th inning last night. Sizemore up there now. 1 ball, no strikes. Two and 0. The home run last night and Sizemore's 2nd at bat of the game.
Boy, that was a great job of keeping the hands back and kind of sweeping that swing on the changeup.
Fouls a fastball right back.
We've seen Syndergaard, the fastball between 95 and 97, and we've seen the Rays with Jaso here and now Sizemore get some pretty good swings on that pitch. They're going to have to stay aggressive and make the most of their opportunities, and they have one here already.
Now we go to 3-1. See Syndergaard out there, 6'6", as we mentioned, a little over 240. He did not garner a lot of attention in high school until his senior year, and he grew about 4 or 5 inches his last year in high school. He became a physical presence then. This pitch lifted back into right field. Well tagged, and that one's going to go. Home run by Sizemore, and it's a 3-2 ball game. So the Rays bounce right back and put 2 quick ones on the board with 1 swing of Sizemore's bat.
Now, granted, that was a 3-1 count, but the Rays have had good swings, even the foul balls by Jaso off of Syndergaard's fastball. That's a 3-1 right down the middle, much like the pitch to John Jaso, and the Rays have answered right now.
That's a good shot by Sizemore. And 2 quick ones right here off Syndergaard. Syndergaard has not given up more than 2 runs in an outing since the 20th of June when the Braves got him for 4. The Rays have 2 hitters into the bottom of the 1st. Now here's Evan Longoria. Pitch is a strike to Evan. Fastball down. Home run number 5 for Grady Sizemore after hitting 1 last night. It's a ball and a strike. Cut the foul ball there on the breaking ball. It's 1-2. Well, it's a 1-run game suddenly. Two and 2. is out on strikes.
Well, that's what Syndergaard has the ability to do. If he can get, in this case, even in the count or ahead, that breaking ball takes care of Evan Longoria. Let's take a quick look here at the Mets defense and see how that's going to line up here tonight. Brought to you by BMW. In the outfield left to right, we've got Conforto, Cespedes, and Granderson. And across that infield third to first, Murphy, Tejada, Johnson, and Duda, with d'Arnaud behind the plate.
Here's James Loney. He takes a breaking ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Loney was launching again in batting practice. He hit some long home runs, as we from time to time see him do in BP. And Syndergaard staying with the curveball. He gets that call, and it's 1-1.
I think that plays into the collective mindset of this lineup. This lineup openly talking about being more aggressive. And James Loney, obviously, we saw him last night pick a spot in a count and do the same thing, and now getting some work during batting practice.
Sizemore picked one out on a 3-1 count. Now 1-2 to Loney. That's going to be a base hit, served into center field off a breaking ball. And a 1-out single puts Loney aboard.
Well, Syndergaard's got to wonder, what do I got to do to get these guys out? After the fastball in to get to 2 strikes, look at that. He goes backdoor with the breaking ball, and James Loney, so balanced at the plate, is able to just flip that ball out into center field for a base hit.
Logan Forsythe in the batter's box. Fouls it away the other way. That one in at 98.
But you almost get the feeling that this Rays lineup, they're not up there thinking as much as they used to. I mean, they're up there going to swing the bat. They're going to swing the bat right now.
That goes back to Yogi Berra. You can't think and hit at the same time. The Rays have been proving that recently. Fly ball to center. They're just up there being aggressive. And they're a lot more fun to watch this way, I'll tell you that.
Well, they look like a team that's a threat. I mean, look at the swings that they put on Syndergaard here in the early going.
And as Drupal Cabrera swinging a very hot bat with a 10-game hitting streak. Our Buick big matchup. 5-14 for the life of the 10-game streak.
And it's from both sides, too. His swing, left-handed and right-handed, very good right now.
Fastball to start him, strike 1.
I think the other thing that's really stood out about Cabrera is his ability to make adjustments in game, sometimes within the course of a single at-bat.
That breaking ball disappeared, and it's 0-2.
And these may have been 2 pitches that were taken a month ago by the Rays lineup. But now, okay, he's down 0-2, but he's served notice. I'm up here to swing this bat.
And we've seen him, especially during this stretch, even get behind in the count and then work lengthy at bats.
A part of that in at-bat adjustment, shorten the swing.
Into the dirt. It's 1-2. Mets scored 3 quickly in the top of the first. The Rays back in short order. 2 runs on a double by Jaso and a home run by Sizemore. 2 outs with Loney at first. 1-2 the count to Asdrubal Cabrera. Into the dirt again. The count is even.
And a couple of nice blocks by d'Arnaud, keeping James Loney there at first base, not allowing him to get into scoring position. That's something these catchers are going to have to be on point all night long with both of these pitchers. Very good curveballs with a lot of depth. You're going to see a number of them in the dirt, and with base runners on, you've got to be keeping those balls smothered and in front.
Liner toward right center, going to fall in for a base hit. Loney stops at second. The Rays pick up their 4th hit. Cabrera, after falling behind, extends his hitting streak to 11 with a base hit in the first.
Well, 2 strikes. Fastball going to come in. Does not quite get there. Cabrera down and right on top of it. And he's able to lift it out into right field and keep this inning alive for the Rays. I'll tell you what, not only not backing down, but coming out swinging themselves.
Daniel Nava getting his 2nd straight start. He was 0 for 2 last night. Pitch too low. Taking that fastball. Was traveling at 97 miles per hour. Two and 0. Missed. The Rays have seen 29 pitches out of SYNDERGAARD here in the first inning.
Right now he's trying to find a mix that will work. I mean, he's got to be wondering, my stuff is, you know, top of the line stuff, and right now he doesn't have an answer at all.
Started to go, checked on the off-speed pitch.
Fastball location has not been good, so now all of a sudden in this at-bat he's going with the changeup a couple of times to Daniel Nava, who's taken him for balls, putting himself in a great count.
Takes the fastball for a strike, and it's 3-1. Liner into left for a base hit. Loney's going to be held at third, and the bases are loaded. Conforto came to get the ball in shallow left. So the Rays have put 5 hits up. They've scored 2 runs, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs.
Well, they continue to swing a hot bat, down and away, 3-1 count. Daniel Nava, credit to him, doesn't try to pull that pitch, goes with it into left field.
The Mets are going to get some action going in the bullpen now. 32 pitches by SYNDERGAARD here in the first. First pitch pounding away, but not far enough to give Loney any ideas. 1-0.
Well, I think
Sean Gilmartin, the left-hander, up.
And Terry Collins is seeing exactly what we're seeing. And there's just nothing out there right now for Noah Syndergaard that is working at all.
Missed the fastball. It's 1-1.
fastball there with a little bit of run, more than we've seen here in the early going, and Kiermaier comes up empty.
That's one of the things that makes him so effective when he gets that kind of movement late with the velocity. Here's the liner. It's going to be a base hit into right. Loney scores. Cabrera heads to the plate. Safe. Throw back to second. Seat there. The Rays take the lead. Rays a battle right back. Kevin Kiermaier comes up with a big base hit. And he is hurting out there at second base. And boy, you hope that it's nothing serious, but he appears to be in pain. Delivering the hit, giving the Rays a 4-3 lead. And banged up as he went head first into second. So the Rays have come right back. Ron Porterfield tending to Kevin Kiermaier.
Well, fastball in. He gets it out into right field. Another nice job here. Kevin Kiermaier, good adjustment on that pitch coming in on him. He tried to get the runner at third, and then Kiermaier immediately is heading towards second base. He's going to go in with the slide. Watch the hand go down to the dirt. And as he hits the bag, that thumb rolls over, and that's what they're looking at right now. And you can see immediately he goes right to that thumb. And it was as it went down to the turf, it was sliding along, the foot hits the bag, and all of a sudden the thumb rolls under.
Yeah, it was that hand down for some balance there, and you could, as you point out, absolutely see it roll under and take the weight. Well, Kiermaier up now, and he's still feeling the discomfort from that thumb.
Well, you think about throwing hand. We'll just have to see how it affects him, but you could see the immediate reaction when that thumb went underneath the hand on that slide. It did not feel very good. You see it go right there and then underneath, and the reaction's immediate.
I'll tell you, it's amazing that he stayed on the bag in pain and off balance there. But throughout the whole ordeal, he remained on the bag, and at least for the time being is going to stay in the game. So the Rays have a 4-3 lead, and here's Curt Casali. Pitch upstairs. So the Rays have sent all 9 men to the plate here in the first inning to come back from a 3-run deficit and grab a 4-3 lead. One Casali up here in the final pitch of the top of the first when Garneau grounded out to first. Casali took a pretty good shot with the backswing of Garneau's bat, and it got Casali. Ground ball in and out of Syndergaard's glove. The pickup and the throw to first will retire the Rays, but they come up with 4. Grady Sizemore's 2-run home run got the inning started for the Rays. They sent 9 men to the plate, and at the end of 1, 4-3 Tampa Bay. Let's go places. And by Morgan Auto Group. Make it Morgan. We make it happen. A lot of action there in the first inning. A 3-run first for New York and a 4-run first for the Rays. Kevin Kiermaier with a key hit, giving the Rays the lead and banging up his right thumb in the process, going into second base. And he continues to play center field. Stayed on after the injury to run the bases. Now he's out there in center. First pitch to Kelly Johnson here in the second is a strike. One and one.
Well, you want to talk about a reprieve? Nathan Karns probably seething as he went to the bench. He walks back out there here in the second inning. Now he's got a lead to work with.
There's a shot into right, and Nava's there to make the catch. Breaking ball, and Kelly Johnson hit it hard, but Nava was there.
And think about his last 2 at-bats. Last night, the bullet to his Asdrubal Cabrera at shortstop. Then he hits a rocket right there, right to Daniel Nava. And maybe it's going to be one of those nights. Hit him at people. He wants some outs.
Here's Ruben Tejada, the shortstop.
Eventually.
Rays batted around in the first for the 7th time this year. Last time was just 4 days ago against the White Sox, Tuesday in Chicago. There's a strike to Tejada. And the third foul. 0-2. Rays had 6 hits in the first inning, and all 6 were by left-handed hitters. That's the single inning high for the Rays this year. 6 hits. They had a 6-hit inning on the 29th of June. A little number back to the mound. Cards with a lob toss. Tejada's out number 2. So lefties in that first inning 6 out of 6, and righties 0 for 3 against Syndergaard.
And think about some of the hits from those left-handed hitters. Backdoor breaking ball to Loney, base hit. Fastball down and away from Daniel Nava, shoots it to left. Come in on Kevin Kiermaier, pulls it out into right field. I mean, wherever he went against those lefties, they were able to put good swings on him, whether it was the fastball or not.
Now there's a strike to Granderson off speed. Granderson hit the fastball out and led off this game. 1-1 now. Granderson with 34 career leadoff home runs, 6 this year. Ooh, Tim Welke appeared to be ready to call that a strike and then decided otherwise.
Should have. Absolutely a good pitch, and you see it right there on Fox Tracks. Change up right at the bottom of the zone.
That's a strike. It's 2-2.
This is a makeup call right here. That's a fastball that you could see off the plate. Have fun, boys.
And the breaking ball is down and in. So a full count, Curtis Granderson. Bounds it off his foot. Well, a lot of breaking stuff, off speed stuff to Granderson this time around. And another 3-2 pitch about to be made. Chopper, that's a foul ball. Did come in with a fastball there. Carnes made 17 pitches in the first inning. Syndergaard made 38 pitches in his first inning. And a foul ball as Granderson bounds another fastball. It's 8 pitches into this at bat.
Yeah, two distinctly different at bats here for Granderson. Ambush in at bat number 1. Number 2, he's going to work here, fouling off some tough pitches.
Fouls it again. Off speed up. Daniel Murphy's on deck. Shot back into center field. Kiermaier with a long run, and that one is going to be gone. Fastball, and he hit it out. And the game is tied at 4.
The longer a hitter is out there, and Nathan Carnes had been going back and forth, change-up fastball, he was able to spoil a few of those pitches to get to this one here. And it's middle down and just drop the head. We already know he's got power, and he shows it again here. No stride, big strength.
He saw 10 pitches in that at bat and hit the fastball out. Here's Murphy chopping one to the right side. Forsythe handles it. So a run on the home run by Granderson. It's a 4-4 ball game. We raise up for Adam Atkins and the Rays Little League initiative. Adam's leadership of Interbay Little League and the Rays Jersey program brought a renewed sense of pride for the players and parents. A few years ago, Interbay had a very uncertain future, and today that league is represented in the Junior Softball World Series. We raise up for health. How do you raise up? Bottom of the second begins with John Jaso at the plate. Jaso doubled to start the bottom of the first, and here in the second, he takes the first pitch wide. 1-1 to count.
And we've seen some different shifts. We've seen the second baseman a little deeper out into the outfield. And this one here, how about out here? Both of them covering as much territory as they can.
Jaso was going to bunt, and that almost hit him. Dropped the bat getting out of the way of that 95-mile-per-hour fastball.
Well, Ruben Tejada is the only one on the left side of the infield. And if he was able to bunt it by the pitcher, there's absolutely nobody to make the play if he goes to the right side. Everybody's so deep into that shift.
Well, it's 2-2.
And you know what? If SYNDERGAARD is going to make the adjustment, it's going to be with that pitch. Forget the breaking ball. It was the fastball that the Rays hitters, particularly the left-handed hitters, were all over. That changeup's going to have to come into play.
The popper short right. In comes Granderson to make the catch. The trio out there of Murphy and Johnson and Granderson. Granderson made the grab. SYNDERGAARD in his last outing made 109 pitches, and by the time he got through the first inning, he was more than a third of the way to that total. Well, Grady Sizemore takes the ball off speed wide. 2-0.
Well, the one thing that the Mets have been able to count on from SYNDERGAARD is innings. You know, we highlighted his last 7 starts coming in here in the open, and he's averaged over 7 innings per in that span.
Right back through the middle, and Sizemore is aboard.
I'm telling you, the guys that the Rays have faced that have elite stuff, it's been stay on the fastball. They've never gotten off the fastball. That is what allowed them to have success against some of the harder throwers, better starting pitchers they've seen. And Sizemore, a couple of off-speed pitches. But guess what? Still waiting on that fastball. Here it is at 97, and he ropes it right back up the middle.
Now Evan Longoria. Evan with a 7-game hitting streak. Fouls this one. He's going to carry out a play for a strike. Well, we've seen a lot more off speed, but behind Sizemore 2-0, he did come in with a fastball, and Sizemore hit it hard.
They're staying. I think Evan Longoria was laying for a fastball right there. Ended up way out in front of the changeup. I mean, this offense has taken the mindset of, you know what, if we're going to go down, we're going to go down being aggressive and swinging the bat like we mean it.
Well, the other way wasn't working.
No.
They were on their way to the least offensive output in franchise history.
Which was quite offensive to watch.
It was indeed.
Yeah, this is fun. It's just up there hacking.
Yep. Looked it up the right side. That ball's going to wind up foul and out of the reach of Granderson.
Oh, down he goes.
Here's a home run last night by Longoria to center field. And just enough to get it out. His 13th home run of the year. Fouled the fastball back. Pitch riding in on him in the mid-90s. It'll be low, off speed. Well, the Mets attempting to make that adjustment with a ton of changeups here in the bottom of the second inning.
You're trying to make an adjustment. You go out there with a game plan, and you could see right off the bat that the Rays were taking advantage of every mistake, especially the heater.
And a cut and a miss. So Longoria is out on strikes as SYNDERGAARD stayed off speed.
Well, and that really is his only chance at this point. Introduce that changeup, get the Rays to acknowledge that pitch, have to look for it, then you can start bringing that fastball back into play.
Well, here's James Loney. Be interesting here. We saw Loney stay back and balance and drop a curveball into center field, a line drive for a base hit. Sizemore back in at first.
Still checking out that thumb.
There's a strike, a fastball away. Wide that time, and the count is 1-1, a couple of pitches away here.
Well, Travis d'Arnaud, the Mets catcher, his setup on the last two pitches way off the plate. Got one call, didn't get the most recent.
One and two, fouling off the changeup. Loney part of the 4-run first with a single and a run scored. Again, back over to first. Cut and a miss. He went after the high fastball at 96. The Rays get ahead, leave a man through two. We're tied 4-4.
Third between the Rays and the Mets, joined by a great name here in the Tampa Bay area, Al Lopez, his father, Al Lopez Sr., so instrumental in so much that is baseball here in the Tampa Bay area. Al, first of all, thanks for joining us. Tell us a little bit about this program that we have seen on Sun Sports Rays about baseball from the beginning, Tampa Bay, and how your father and how you have been involved.
Well, I've seen the first two series. They're really well done. The first one was about the very beginnings of baseball in Tampa, and the second series was pretty much all about my dad.
Yeah, Al Lopez, what a story he was, and his legend is still so prevalent here in the area. The fact that he came here, first Tampa-born player in the major leagues, to have all that history behind it, it must make you feel good to see stories like this come to the television screen on Sun Sports and other avenues where people can find out a little more about what your dad meant.
Oh, absolutely. You know, these series contribute to sustaining the legacy of Al Lopez, and the second series, strictly on my father, was just fantastic.
What does, in your mind, baseball mean to the Tampa Bay area, and how it kind of helped evolve this whole community?
Wow, you know, I remember I was born in the 40s, so I remember how important baseball was to Tampa, and it was just starting to grow up. And in the 50s, when my dad was already managing with Cleveland, how everybody in the community supported him and followed him and followed the Indians, and how important baseball was to this area, beginning with spring training, all of the clubs coming down here, the White Sox, the Reds, the Yankees, the Cardinals. You know, there was just a lot of interest that came from spring training, and then eventually culminating with the great thing of the Rays coming to Tampa.
Yeah, it was 1998. Before we let you go, the only child of El Senor, Al Lopez, what's one memory you'd like to share with us? Your dad lived to the ripe age of 97. Just remembering your father to the people that are watching tonight.
Well, you know, he had many great traits, but I think the thing that stuck out in his baseball career was his competitiveness, which not only did he have playing baseball, but also when he was a golfer, because he was quite a golfer also, and also quite a gin rummy player. Nice. So he was very competitive, but he was very humble, and got along with everybody.
Such a pleasure to talk to you, Al. Thank you very much for the time. We look for that series, guys. It's called Baseball from the Beginnings, Tampa Bay. Executive producer Larry McCabe from here with the Rays. So we look forward to seeing that. Many more airings on Sun Sports. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much. Here's Duda hitting an 0-2 pitch on the ground, and it's going to get through into right field. And the Mets have a one-out base runner.
Well, you're going to see this is difficult to get through. You got the two guys right here going to try to cross in there. This ball was not hit that hard, but it was placed perfectly by Lucas Duda. Forsythe making an effort. Cabrera not able to get to it.
Here's Uribe, and he bounces this one foul. Well, the inning opened with Cespedes striking out. You see Rene Rivera there has taken over behind the plate for Casali, who was struck by the backswing of Darno's bat in the first inning, stayed on, and now Rivera has taken over behind the plate in the third. There's a tap, third base side. Longoria will take the out at first. Duda moves up to second base. Two gone. And here's that final out in the first inning, and when Casali got hit by the backswing.
Well, and going through the tests right there. And obviously, you know, Ron Porterfield, this training staff, they're so very good at what they do and so very cautious with these players. And they make the change.
So 2 outs and a runner at second base. Conforto The rookie outfielder up here. That scored 3 in the first. The Rays back with 4 in their first, and New York 1 in the second inning. We're now in the third. Foul ball, strike 1. Despite that big 3-run first and then another run in the second, Carnes' pitch count's pretty much right on the mark. He's averaged in the neighborhood of 16.5 pitches per inning this year. He had 17 in the first, 17 in the second.
Well, all that damage in the first inning was done so quickly. Those first 8 pitches, yeah, that does give you a chance to get things in order. And here you're in a tie ball game.
And a ground ball off the glove of Longoria. Duda's going to stop at third. That play backed up, heads up by Cabrera, because the ball was off the glove of Longoria, softly hit, and a heads up play. Well, if Cabrera doesn't get over there, that could be a run.
No, it would have been a run. And this is something that we see Rays players actually all around do such a great job of backing each other up. Duda off and running there with 2 outs, but he's going to be held up because as Drupal Cabrera was heads up, this ball glancing off the glove and rolling out towards, that right towards the cut. But here comes Cabrera swooping in, and that allows the Rays to keep Duda at third base.
Here's d'Arnaud, the catcher. First and third, 2 men gone. Up a bit. 1 ball, no strikes. d'Arnaud had a walk and a base hit last night. He got the single into right against the shift. Went the other way in the 9th inning. There's a strike. It's 1-1. It is fouled right back, running the count. Ball and 2 strikes. How about the breakout on Carnes? The first 50 pitches, 41 strikes and 9 pitches out of the zone. He's ahead of d'Arnaud 1-2. And he gets him looking. Strike 3 called on a fastball. 2 men left for New York. We're tied 4-4. Nintendo. Use hashtag #SSDataStrongFan and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Kevin Cash, the Rays skipper, and we'll be chatting with him live upon the conclusion of the bottom half of the third. There's Logan Forsythe to lead off the bottom of the third. Pitch is a strike. A strike on the outside corner with a fastball. It's 0-2. Cabrera's on deck, and then Nava. And a call on that outside edge on the breaking ball for strike 3.
Yeah, we talked about him changing the shape. This pitch looks more like a slider. It's going to have a lot of side-to-side movement, not the depth. As you see the way he throws this, now look at it just take off. It was subtle, right to the corner, and Welke makes the call on Forsythe.
There's Asdrubal Cabrera, who got down 0-2 in the first inning, and then worked it back even to 2-2 and came up with a base hit. This one down the left field line, but it's going to be foul off the bottom of the low wall. Cabrera wound up scoring the 4th run of that inning after that good at bat. He has put together some very good at bats over the last couple of weeks.
His last 10 games, well, he's got an 11-game hitting streak now, but that batting average, you know, it's not like he's sneaking by a hit per game. I mean, he's on a streak of 5 straight multi-hit games.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And how about that healthy average? That's absurd.
And 9 extra base hits in that stretch. It's 2-1. The Rays have 7 hits in this game, and all 7 have come from the left-handed hitters. Cabrera up in the count now. 3 balls and a strike.
And it's not like there's been a big difference on SYNDERGAARD. Between left-handed hitters and right-handed hitters, there's a 4-point difference in average against through 15 starts.
Ooh, a strike call there.
There's about a 400-point difference here tonight, maybe more.
See that last pitch. Cabrera thought it was wide. He was right. And that pitch is inside, and he did not go. And that's the first walk of the game. So Cabrera is aboard with 1 out.
Well, trying to close him out with a heater in, and rightly taken. Boy, that Cabrera started that swing. That was awfully close. They appealed down, said he did not, right up to the border. Good at bat.
Here's Daniel Nava, who went to left with a fastball for a base hit in the first inning. That's a strike.
That's another example of d'Arnaud sitting up way off the plate and SYNDERGAARD splitting that chest protector with the fastball and getting the call. That ball's clearly off the plate.
Yeah, d'Arnaud's been out there a lot.
Yeah, against the left-handed hitters, they are really, really pushing it, moving off the plate away.
Look out. Charlie Montoyo trying to get out of the way. That got to be quick down there in the coaching box at third.
Boy, you got that fastball moving away in the mid-90s and a hitter going that way, and that caught Charlie. I'm not going to let you know how it feels right now.
A 2-strike count. Too high. One on, one out. NAVA getting his second straight start for the Rays. And this one is popped up. Tejada, it's short, handles that. And him out in front. 2 gone. Runner at first, and Kevin Kiermaier is going to come out to swing the bat. Well, the fact that he's still in the game and is going to hit is somewhat surprising after banging up his thumb, moving into second base back in the first. Keep an eye on Cabrera. There's a bunt attempt by Kiermaier. Take a look at that play in the first inning with him going into second base.
Right when he hits the bag, you see him roll over that right thumb and immediately feeling the effects of it. And that's why, you see that kind of reaction on a thumb, your throwing hand. Obviously, you're going to have to hit, and you're thinking the worst, but he's in there.
It's 1-1. The Rays have shown some great resiliency here. Coming back off a tough loss last night, 4-3. The Mets jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the first 8 pitches of the game, and the Rays answered that with 4 in the bottom of the first. Mets tied it on the Granderson home run in the second. We're in the bottom of the third now. There goes the runner. The pitch is high, and the throw not in time. That's a stolen base for Cabrera, his 4th of the year. And against Syndergaard, that's 10 of 11. The opposition has successfully maneuvered a stolen base.
Well, it was the jump. It was all about the jump. As Asdrubal Cabrera just 3 for 6 on the season. But he gets a great jump. Darno actually had a pretty good pitch to handle here and was a little bit wide and high with the throw. But Asdrubal Cabrera got that going because he got a great jump off Syndergaard. It's going to be one of those nights. I mean, it's going to be an offensively aggressive night, whether that's swinging the bat, running the bases.
Foul ball. 2-2. Syndergaard through the changeup there. We saw a lot more of the off-speed stuff in the second inning.
Well, he had to get them off of the fastball because they were locked in on that pitch in the early going.
Two, fly ball back into left. Inferno is there, and he makes the catch to retire the side. So the Rays managed to get a man into scoring position on the 1-out walk to Cabrera, and then the steal. But he is stranded there on the fly ball to left, and so we've completed 3 innings of play here at the Trop in the middle game of this series, with the Rays and the New York Mets tied 4-4. And we're pleased to have Kevin Cash join us. Grateful, Skip, for you to join us here.
Hey guys.
Between innings. It's quite a ball game tonight, coming off quite a game last night. 52 games left. Kevin, what's the sense of urgency here? The Rays starting tonight 4.5 back in the wild card. Is there that sense of urgency now?
Well, we got to play good baseball regardless, and I think we have been playing pretty good baseball. Last night was a tough loss, but I like the way the guys competed. And tonight, it just kind of parlayed into today, the way we bounced back here with a 3-0 deficit. But these guys have been great all year. They'll be great the rest of the way.
Yeah, Kevin, no question that this team is resilient. They've shown that all season long. But talk a little bit about the approach of this offense. I mean, we're sitting up here. We've noticed it. I think everybody's noticed it. These guys are up there ready to swing the bat, and we saw that here tonight, the way they were ready to answer the Mets in the first.
You know what? I think Derek Shelton and Jamie Nelson have done a tremendous job. We kind of looked around the All-Star break. What can we do better? How can we evaluate ourselves and be better? And I think one of the thoughts was let's try to be a little more aggressive. We're facing some guys with some really good stuff. The deeper you get in the count with these guys, it makes it that much more difficult. And I think we all are thrilled with the approach top to bottom and what's taken place here over the last 10, 12 ball games.
Yeah, I know that you may not want to give us all of this information about Kevin Kiermaier. We were surprised that he stayed in the game after the injury to his thumb.
Yeah, you know what? He jammed it pretty good. I'm not going to say he feels good, but he's good enough to get up there and swing a bat, and we all know what he can do for us defensively. He can win a ball game for us with his legs out in the outfield. So as long as he's good and it doesn't swell up too much, he'll be out there.
Kevin, thank you so much for taking the time away from your job down there in the dugout. We know that it's not an easy thing to do, and we appreciate it.
Okay, guys, thank you.
All right, Kevin Cash with us, the Rays skipper there, after the first 3 innings of this game. It's been quite a game, and he makes a good point with the Kiermaier out there. If he can stay in the game, he can help you defensively, and that's a very important part of his game. There's Kelly Johnson leading off and fouling it right back over the head of Ruben Tejada and into the screen. Strike one. Two. Lined into left. There's Sizemore to make the grab. Grady Sizemore.
Kelly Johnson, that's now 3 in a row. He's had good at-bats, hit the ball hard, and the Rays defense has taken it away from him. Another nice play by Grady Sizemore.
Well, Sizemore has been all over the place, hitting home runs and making great defensive plays. Stole a home run from Wilmer Flores last night. Great catch right there. Here's Ruben Tejada. Breaking ball low and away, 1-0. It's a ball and a strike. Strike on the outside part of the plate. With the ball and strikeout breakdown. Still very impressive for Carnes. 57 pitches, 47 strikes.
Yeah, and a lot of times when you get that high with the ratio, it can be counterproductive. You know, you're in the strike zone too much, but you're really outside of that first inning. Most of the strikes by Nathan Carnes have been of the quality variety, and if that's the case, you know, you can do that. Then get guys to chase outside of the zone and pick up strikes that way.
2 is fouled back. Well, he did in the top of the third have a couple sequences there with Cespedes at the plate that made some sense.
Well, we talked early on the way that the Mets were swinging the bat, you may need to move somebody's feet. Well, he got ahead of Cespedes and brushed him back with a heater way up and in, and then went right to the breaking ball in the dirt to get a swing and a miss for strike 3. So you kind of send a message and you pick up an out there at the same time.
Tejada takes a breaking ball for ball 3 there. Pretty good pitch. And Tejada managed to take it for ball 3. Close there, and that's a fastball for ball 4.
Tell you what, in, out, up, down, borderline pitches. You're not sure how they're going to go tonight. There's been no rhyme or reason. This may be a strike in one at bat. Fox Tracks may say that it is. The call doesn't get made. We've seen that all night.
The last 2 pitches he made on Fox Track were strikes, and they were called balls. It's a toss-up.
Yeah, you find yourself up there guessing.
Curtis Granderson. And there's a strike. You know that rule where if you're a pitcher and you're around the zone, you might get the benefit of the doubt. That's just out the window tonight.
His ratio could even be better than what it is.
That's the strange thing about it. You're right. Well, Granderson's up here with a 2-home run night. His 17th multi-home run game of his career. His 2nd this year. Had one against Arizona earlier. Back in June. Now 1 and 2. Runs are even, hits are even. Granderson homered to start this game. Hit the 2nd pitch of the game out. That was a fastball.
Now then the 2nd at bat, he battles. And he sees a lot of different pitches before finally getting that fastball down and out over the plate. Hammered that one into center field. 2 distinctly different at bats, same result.
There, it's strike 3 call. He got him looking. Granderson checking in with Welke on that one, and you don't know.
You're up there guessing. This ball was off the plate. Curtis Granderson is right on this one, but we've seen some of these go against the Rays. Here it is. That ball off. Welke punch.
And that's why Garneau's been setting out where he's been.
Absolutely. If he's going to give that pitch, then go out there and present it even better.
Daniel Murphy. First pitch is a strike. Fly ball into center. Kiermaier's there waiting. And the Mets leave a man, do not score, and we go to the bottom of inning number 4. Tied at 4. Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports. Grady Sizemore struck early. John Jaso doubled in the first, and Sizemore belted a 3-1 pitch out of here to get the Rays on the board with that 2-run homer. They went on to score 4, and we're tied 4-4 headed into the bottom of the 4th inning against Noah Syndergaard, big 6'6", 22-year-old right-hander on the mound for New York. Rene Rivera, who entered behind the plate in the 3rd, will lead off the bottom of the 4th for the Rays. And the first pitch is a curveball for a strike. It's 1-1. Syndergaard, originally drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays, and part of the big trade between the Blue Jays and the Mets. 1-2. And as a youngster, he was not altogether interested in baseball. Of all things, he was interested in soccer, played a lot of soccer, and his mother continued to encourage him to play baseball. And probably without her, he wouldn't have played. He strikes out Rivera here to start the bottom of the 4th.
Wait a minute. Do you mean that parents serve a purpose from time to time?
Well, in this case, they certainly did. So his mother got him to play baseball the first couple years. And here's the breakout of these 2 rookies. This is what we talked about in the open, and suddenly they were giving up runs, but this is how good they've been.
Yeah, and they've been very good coming in to this ball game. Both starters now have kind of settled this game down. But Nathan Carnes, who has taken every turn that he's been allowed. I mean, he started game 2 for the Rays this year. And then Syndergaard, who came up that 2nd week of May, and he's been electric.
It's a strike, and it's 1-1 now.
I think that this is one of those games. It's interesting because of the amount of success that both of these rookies have had. You don't have too many games like this. So how do you stem the tide, keep your team in the game, and settle things down? What adjustments do you have to make on the fly? And we've seen both of these guys attempting. Syndergaard introducing the changeup. Nathan Carnes, that fastball in, getting the changeup going himself.
Yeah, Dan Warthen, the longtime pitching coach for the Mets, said that he's never had a pitcher ask him so many questions and ask why more than Syndergaard.
Well, I think that's the key to anything, is when they can tell you, okay, this is what you need to do. When you understand the ins and outs of why you need to do that, why that works, and you can break it down that way and it makes sense to you, you buy into it even further. It's one thing to say, well, he told me to, okay, I guess I will. But when you understand the thought process behind it, the X's and O's behind it.
Yeah, you can fully embrace it. It makes sense, and you're more motivated.
Yeah, and that's absolutely the way to go about it if you're a pitcher trying to learn your craft at this level.
Sizemore takes a pitch around the knees off speed. So we've seen the curveball and the changeup. He got that changeup more into play in the 2nd inning. We've seen some curveballs in there as well. And he's got that 96, 97, 98 mile per hour fastball as well. And there it is at 97.
And that's what introducing the off speed, especially the changeup, will do. It'll allow that 95 to 97 to become effective once again, because early in the game, the Rays swinging at that fastball, they were on all of them. They didn't have a bad swing at that pitch the first couple of innings.
So he's set 64% fastball, and then the curveball 23 and change, and around 11% then for the curveball, or the changeup, curveball then changeup. Normally speaking, for Syndergaard. It's 1-2 here to Sizemore. Runner goes. The pitch is up, and the throw. One hops in, and Jaso steals his first base of the year. So the Rays feel they can take advantage of SYNDERGAARD, and they've done it here in each of the last 2 innings.
And really, the either play was not very close. John Jaso, not with a huge lead, a good jump, and he gets in there pretty easily, all things considered. Another pitch for d'Arnaud, easier to handle, but he yanks that throw right into the dirt, and Tejada is not able to scoop and tag.
A 2-2 count with a runner at second. Sizemore is out on strikes. Well, a change up early to start the at bat, and a couple of good fastballs closes it out. So with 2 outs and a man at second, Evan Longoria is the hitter. SYNDERGAARD has gone off speed a lot to him.
Well, the curveball played a prominent role first at bat. Change-ups in his most recent.
On and 0.
Trying to keep that swelling down. That's what Kevin Cash said. If you can keep the swelling down, we can keep him in the game. And he's doing everything he can in between innings to do just that.
So it bounces away. Over to third goes Jaso. Breaking ball turns out to be a wild pitch.
Well, we said earlier in the game with these 2 pitchers and the way that they use that curveball and get some depth with it, you're going to have to be very proficient at the block. And this one kicks away from d'Arnaud, and that allows Jaso to get down to third base. You just increase your chances of scoring that extra 90 feet. You could get another ball in the dirt right here.
Ground ball, shortstop, glove by Tejada, down to first, seat, and the run scores. Longoria will pick up a run batted in, and the Rays take a 5-4 lead.
Everything took too long. The ball wasn't hit that hard. Tejada coming in to try to make a play, and it just took too long. And that goes in. More ways to score. How about an infield hit? You see it right there, a little hesitation too. Didn't come out of the glove clean, and that allowed Evan Longoria to get down there and beat it out. No question about it.
Boy, the walk, the stolen base, and the wild pitch, and an infield hit. And the Rays have taken a 5-4 edge. Now James Loney with Longoria, the runner at first. Evan now with an 8-game hitting streak. Way up. 2 outs into the 4th. SYNDERGAARD over 90 pitches. Dan Warthen makes a call to the bullpen again. Two balls, no strikes. Sean Gilmartin was up earlier and will get up again. Two and one. Here's Gilmartin. Fastball is fouled back, and it's 2-2. How about all those pitches to Loney? And the count is 2-2. You know, it was 2-1. He had to swing at that last pitch, even though it was off the plate. You're not sure. And it's 2-2.
Now it's a ball.
Ball 3.
Here's the thing. Either Fox Tracks, it wasn't calibrated tonight, or Tim Welke's having a very inconsistent night. Very.
You know, you've got to give Syndergaard some credit. He's hitting the spot where his catcher's setting up off the plate. And we have a full count. It's fouled back. Yeah, he's wearing out that spot about 3 inches off the outside corner.
Well, the Rays opened this game up by the left-handed hitters wearing him out. Yep. So all of a sudden, there was a realization between him and Darno that, hey, listen, he's given us some of these pitches that are well off the plate. Let's just stay out there and try to exploit that.
Down the left side, that's going to be out of play. Well, the Rays have 8 hits. And the only hit by a right-handed hitter is the infield hit by Longoria. And that has driven in the go-ahead run. Three-2, grounded to the right side, and so Loney is out of there with Tejada taking care of that one. 5-4 Rays. $15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Checkers, mix and match our famous Big Buford and Big Chicken Deluxe. Get 2 for $5. Rays and the Mets inside Tropicana Field tonight in St. Petersburg. It's a 5-4 ball game. New York jumped to a 3-0 lead. The Rays answered with 4. The Mets won in the second to tie it, and the Rays got a run in the fourth. So it's 5-4 as we head into the 5th inning. Yoenis Cespedes leads off the 5th and lines one into center. One hop to Kiermaier, and the leadoff man is on here in the 5th inning. Second hit for Cespedes, and here is Lucas Duda, who has been red hot. Although he was 0 for 4 last night, he is 2 for 2 tonight. 21 home runs on the year. Brandon Gomes is up in the bullpen. Jim Hickey, the Rays pitching coach, marches to the mound.
Well, it's certainly not the pitch count that has Nathan Karns in trouble. It was early trouble, early runs, and now going through this Mets lineup for the 3rd straight time. And a leadoff hit does not help his cause. Well, the Rays are going to employ that shift, and a shift that is capable of turning a double play if hit into the teeth of it. So we'll see how that turns out.
A swing and a miss by Duda. Over to first. Cespedes back in. Toronto shut out the Yankees today 6-0. So the Blue Jays remain on the march. One and one. The Mets started the day in first by 2.5 over Washington. And a strike, and it's 1-2. I like Kevin Cash's answer about whether there's a sense of urgency, because at the end of the day, the Rays are just going to have to play good baseball. If they don't, they have no shot. And there you see the East. The Rays now 7.5 back. They started the day 4.5 back in the wild card. There's a strikeout of Duda. Fastball retires a hot hitter for the first out in the 5th. And so you've got to play good baseball. If you don't, there's really no point in furthering the conversation. If you do, all right, you play well, you see what happens. And that's where the Rays are right now, with 52 games left to play, including this one. They've had some tough losses in the last few days, including last night. Uribe looks at a strike, breaking ball around the knees. Cespedes aboard. One on with one out. Up and in, and Rivera had to go up after that one on the fastball.
This one gets away from Karns, trying to go down and away, and that ends up and in. And a nice job by Rivera to be able to go all the way across and keep that ball from getting to the backstop.
Oh, and he comes back with that breaking ball. 1-2. Well, he made that last pitch a purpose pitch.
Hey,
he came right back with this one.
Yeah, play off of it. You're right. You see Uribe open up, spin off.
Runner goes. Swing and a miss, and the throw down hits the runner and deflects into center field. Cespedes is going to go to third. So on the strikeout of Uribe, Cespedes winds up at third.
Well, Rivera came up out of his crouch. A tough pitch to handle. Boy, did he get rid of it quickly. But Cespedes, off and running, gets a pretty good jump off of Carnes, and then unfortunately that ball hits him and bounds into the outfield. That allows him to get it over to third base. But a nice job by Rivera coming up throwing. Forsythe didn't have a chance.
Steal and an error charge to Rivera. Tough error for him.
Yeah.
Here's Conforto, the left fielder. There's a strike. Conforto's 1 for 2. Single in the third. It's low. It's 1-1. Strikeout of Uribe, number 7 on the night for Carnes. He's been consistent with 17 pitches in each of the first 4 innings. At 11 right now. There's a strike on a fastball, and it's 1-2. Covered up by Rivera. It's 2-2. Well, that's one thing with him back there. That curveball is still very much in play because of the job he can do back there.
Yep, and with Cespedes down there at third base, he's already made 2 blocks during the course of this at bat through 4 pitches. Three. 2 strikes, 3 balls in the dirt.
And the count is full. Changeup bottoming out. Now the 3-2. And he loses him. Down and in. Sets up first and third. Darno's going to be the hitter.
Number 7, Travis Darno.
Darno has grounded to first and was called out on strikes on a fastball. Two men on, 2 men out. Darno missed the fastball for a strike.
Well, he missed a couple in his last at bat. Ended up going down, taking a good look at a fastball that was right down the middle.
And a foul ball right back, a fastball there. So Carnes gets ahead 0-2. So that was the 17th pitch of this inning. We're going to have to go at least 18 in this one. He got him, struck him out. Threw him an 0-2 curveball. And the Mets will leave 2. Rays have a 5-4 lead as Nathan Carnes completes 5 innings with a lead. Receive this exclusive Raymond and DJ Kitty 2-pack Tervis tumbler set free with any purchase of $125 or more at the team store at Tropicana Field or at the team store in downtown Tampa. Tumblers are only available until Friday, August 14th.
Now pitching for New York, left-hander number 36, Sean Gilmartin.
Noah Syndergaard will call it a night after 4 innings there alongside Dan Worthen, the Mets pitching coach. New York will send Sean Gilmartin to the mound following Syndergaard, who made 98 pitches, gave up 5 runs on 8 hits, struck out 6, walked 2. And now the first pitch to Logan Forsythe is a curveball at 67 miles per hour from Sean Gilmartin.
Just a little bit different look here from the lefty.
0-2. Gilmartin went to Florida State and won 33 games there in 50 starts, 56 appearances overall for his time at Florida State. 25-year-old left-hander. Counts now 1-1.
Well, he's the perfect foil for Noah Syndergaard. I mean, completely different. Left-handed, and right now, you know, the off speed obviously, but 78 to 67. I mean, Syndergaard, we saw him 98 with the heater.
Well, there's a fastball pretty close. That one in at 88.
And everybody just kind of waits with bated breath at the call from Tim Welke because you're just not sure.
Well, those 8 hits for the Rays of Syndergaard. And 7 of those from left-handed hitters. And Nathan Karns survived a tough start. He'd given up 3 runs, 8 pitches into his outing. Full count now. 3 runs in the first, and with 2 outs in the second inning, Granderson homered off him. And he has a 5-4 lead right now. High fly ball into left. Conforto toward the line, backs up. Oh, he falls down but hangs on. And that's the first out.
Well, the roof can be tricky, especially if you're a visiting ball player. That ball was hit high up there, and there are a lot of obstacles. You're going to take the rings, the roof, and right down to the backside.
Different look than he's seen during his stops in the minor leagues on his way to the big leagues.
And it's no blue sky.
1-0 the count now to Asdrubal Cabrera.
It's not often that you're looking up for a pop-up or a fly ball, and there are speakers and catwalks, beams of some sort.
Liner into right. There's another hit for Cabrera. He's on for the 3rd time tonight. He's 2 for 2 with a walk.
6 straight multi-hit games for Asdrubal Cabrera. And we talked about it earlier. It's not just swinging the bat well from the left side. He's doing it from the right side too. And this ball middle of the plate down. Nice short swing. Stay inside it. And just shoot that ball into right field. Boy, is he locked in right now.
Well, Brandon Guyer will now pinch hit for Daniel Nava with a runner at first and 1 out. The hits for the Rays spread out up and down the lineup. And now Geyer will get a look at Gilmartin. For Syndergaard, his 4-inning stint equals his shortest outing of the year. He went 4 innings against the Padres back on the 2nd of June. Pitches a ball low to Geyer. In fact, Syndergaard has not won a game on the road this year, and leaves this game down 5-4. Geyer hit by that pitch. So what else is new? Cabrera now in scoring position at second after Geyer takes his base.
Well, a breaking ball down, and Brandon Geyer again right up on the plate. You see where that front foot is? He just kind of leans right there and off the toe. Take your base.
That's the 17th time he's been hit by a pitch this year. Alex Gordon of Kansas City is next in line with 12.
He's got good technique. That's all I can tell you.
There's Kevin Kiermaier. 2 men on, 1 out. Kiermaier checks on a pitch away. Ball, no strikes. Four innings for the starters, Syndergaard and now Gilmartin. Ball too low. Martin originally drafted by the Atlanta Braves. He was their first pick in the June 2011 draft. And the Mets picked him in the Rule 5 draft this past December. Swing and a miss. It's 2-1. That runs the count to 3-1. The fastball at 88. Two on, 1 out, 3-1 the count. Fly ball lifted into left. Conforto again will contend with the inside of the trop here, and he makes that play. 2 gone.
Made a little bit of an adjustment there.
It's a game of adjustments.
It certainly is.
Well, let's see what Rene Rivera can do here against the lefty.
I'd like to see him, adjust one of these offerings out into the gap here. The Rays with a 1-run lead, looking to add to it.
Well, there have been runners all over the place. Both teams have had runners aboard in every inning tonight. And Rivera swings and misses, strike one.
Well, he's going to test the patience for as long as he's in there of these Rays hitters. You've got to stay back. With Syndergaard, you're thinking about getting it started early. With Gilmartin here, you've got to stay back and let that ball travel just a little bit.
Well, it's 0-2.
Sometimes.
Cabrera's at second. Geyer's at first. Geyer, by the way, has a 4-game hit by pitch streak going. Inside now. 1-2. Rivera took over behind the plate in the 3rd inning. It's a fair ball back at third. Long throw. It's high. And out the call on the tag. And the Rays might want to look at that. Rivera called out on the tag at first on that high throw from Murphy.
Well, he did tag him, but where's the foot of Rivera? Here comes the glove. I don't know if that's going to have an opportunity to get overturned.
So we're at the end of 5. The Rays hold a 5-4 lead.
Rays building elite members who enter the stadium using their Rays card as their ticket were entered in the Tap to Win contest.
Curtis Granderson opened the game with his 18th home run of the year. Lucas Duda double home, 2 runs and a 3-run first for New York. Bottom of the first, Grady Sizemore connected a 2-run shot, and before the inning was over, Kevin Kiermaier with a base hit, chasing home Loney and Cabrera to give the Rays the lead. But in the second, Granderson strikes again with a home run to center. Game remained tied until the bottom of the 4th when Evan Longoria's infield hit scored John Jaso with the go-ahead run. And we're 5-4 Rays headed into the 6th inning. 5-9-1 for the Rays, 4-8-0 for the Mets. And Xavier Cedeno is the new pitcher. 5 innings for Carnes, and the first pitch to Kelly Johnson is a strike. 44th appearance for Cedeno.
Well, here you go. You turn it over to the bullpen. You've got a lead. You need 12 outs. Cedeno first man up.
Oh-2.
Boy, he's been good against these lefties. The breaking ball that slows him down. The majority of the time that he works away from them, it's with a cutter that he'll throw anywhere from 89 to 91.
And he gets Johnson reaching, but the ball pops away. on that curveball, and Johnson will reach. So a strikeout, and as that ball bounced away, a wild pitch allows Johnson to reach.
Boy, the irony. All the line drives that Kelly Johnson has hit, only to turn around and head back to the dugout. Here he punches out, and he's going to reach base. That ball right off the heel of the glove of Rene Rivera.
Here's the number 9 hitter, the shortstop, Ruben Tejada.
See if he turns around to square and bunt here. And get a runner into scoring position, top of the order.
Lines it into right. Geyer going back to make the catch. And retreating to first is Kelly Johnson.
Even better. One pitch, one out, no move up.
Here's Curtis Granderson. Granderson has 2 hits tonight, both home runs. He's 2 for 3. Granderson hitting .153 against lefties. And that's a strike. And the appeal down to Tim Timmons at third. Liner foul down toward the Rays bullpen, and Steve Geltz plays it on one hop. And the fastball missed.
Caught too much of the plate.
How about that? Two balls, 2 strikes. Down ball foul outside of first, down toward the stands. Nathan Carnes threw 86 pitches, 5 innings, 4 runs, 8 hits, struck out 8, walked 2, and leaves with a 5-4 lead in favor of the lefty Cedeno. That's a little closer there, foul. Tom Woodring umpiring at first on the call down there. He got him. Granderson out on strikes. A little cut fastball. Second strikeout for Cedeno. There's 2 teams again tomorrow. Chris Archer's going to go to the Hill. Here's what's coming up on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. We'll hear from Chris Archer. And Doug Wechter will break down the Mets slugger Yoenis Cespedes. Daniel Murphy at the plate with Cespedes on deck.
Well, and as dangerous as Cespedes is, this is a guy you'd like to retire, although had the big home run in yesterday's ball game, 1 for 3 here tonight. You'd still rather have left on left, get him out of there. You'd probably go to Geltz against Cespedes if it got to that point.
One strike to count to Murphy. Fouled back. Murphy's home run last night in the 8th against Jake McGee came on a 1-2 pitch. Murphy's first home run of the year against the left-hander. Well, 1 ball, 2 strikes here in the 6th inning. Kelly Johnson reached on the wild pitch. On a strikeout and a wild pitch. There's a swing and a miss. Murphy out on strikes to retire the side. Bottom of inning 6, 5-4 Tampa Bay. Sixth inning, and the timeless moment brought to you by Coors Banquet. Was on this day in 1988. The Chicago Cubs played their first game under the lights at Wrigley Field after 5,687 consecutive day games on the north side, and the rain prevented them from making it an official game.
How long did you have to fill that night?
It was a very long time, up until game time the next day, it seemed. John Jaso down in the count 0-2. We got to know almost every dignitary and semi-dignitary at the ballpark and on the north side that night.
I've seen still images of you from that night, and you looked mighty fine, my man. The question is that, seeing as how today's your birthday, will you be throwing that kind of garb on post-game tonight, or after the ball game tomorrow going into the off day?
Well, a little tap to first here. First things first. Jaso is the first out. The answer to that's no. We did don tuxedos, as it turned out that night. had a great festive night. But today, the extent of the festivities today, I had a great lunch with my 3 grandchildren, and we had chocolate cake for lunch.
Very healthy.
You can't get anything better than that for your birthday. And I would rather eat chocolate cake for lunch than wear a tuxedo to a ballpark.
Well, and like you said, especially with the kids, makes it that much more special.
Yeah, and you don't have to interview them. They have all the questions.
Probing, too.
Yeah, they interview you. Grady Sizemore. 1 strike to count on him. Oh-2. Everybody on the crew wore a tuxedo that night except Harry Carey. He just didn't feel right wearing a tuxedo. And it was his protest against night baseball is what he said. Murphy handles this pop-up off the bat of Sizemore.
Well, it doesn't fit him. I mean, let's be honest. Harry Carey in a tuxedo?
Well, you're right. I thought you meant it didn't fit him to begin with, but
it's
figuratively
the size.
speaking.
Yeah. I mean, the type of guy he was.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you're probably right about that. There's Evan Longoria. This is out. So he could be, for fun, a contrarian. And he was in that regard, but still had a pretty good time at all the night games. Before and mostly after, I would think. Pitch is wide. 2-0. Hey, we're going to see his grandson because the Braves are coming in this next series. Always great to see Chip, one of our favorite guys. And the Braves will be in here on Tuesday and Wednesday. 2-1 the count. Rays scored the go-ahead run in the 4th inning. So 3-1 to Evan. Sean Gilmartin took over for Noah Syndergaard. Syndergaard worked 4 innings. Full count. 5-9-1 for the Rays. 4-8-0 for the Mets. There's a ball and a base for Longoria. 2-out walk. Loney singled and scored in the first. 1 for 3 tonight. Carlos Torres has been up in the bullpen for the Mets down the left field line. It's a strike. That puts Loney down in the count. 0-2.
Well, a couple of well-located fastballs by Gilmartin with the way the strike zone has been working here tonight to get out to that 0-2 count here on Loney. And he could go out even farther. Look how far d'Arnaud is out there.
And why not? It'd be interesting to calculate how many strikes they've gotten out there because there have been a lot of pitches off the corner called strikes tonight. And then occasionally it's a ball.
Just to keep you honest.
Loney out on strikes. The Rays going to walk and leave a man. Yoenis Cespedes coming in to lead off the 7th, 5-4 Rays.
Over 10,000 fans walked up and bought tickets. The entire upper deck, the entire stadium is sold out. In fact, technically there's more people here tonight than there was on opening day. They'll list the same crowd because a sellout's a sellout, but because of the Rays Honor Pass, and the military's taking great advantage of that, anytime a military member, active, retired, or honorably discharged, wants to come to a game, the Rays will provide 2 tickets for them with the Honor Pass in play. Once the game's sold out, they had to roll back a couple of tarps up here in the upper deck, and this is wall-to-wall, guys. Rays and Mets fans celebrating Dwayne's birthday with them. Back to you.
Yeah, had to tie that one in, didn't he?
That's why he's the best.
Well, he is. There's no arguing that point. Yoenis Cespedes leads off the 7th, and Steve Geltz on the pitch, and his first delivery's in there, a strike call. It's been a busy season for Steve Geltz, tops in appearances.
Well, 54 now, 52 innings of work. The numbers for Steve Geltz, very good against right-handed hitters.
Got a 3-game lead on Betances. One and 2. Cespedes was part of that 3-run first inning. He singled and was doubled home by Lucas Duda. In fact, 8 of the first 19 hitters in this game scored, and then 1 since. Count still a ball and 2 strikes.
It'll be interesting to see too here if Geltz goes back with that same fastball up. Rivera called for that pitch up. He got it up there, and Cespedes got just a piece of it. You could probably try to go a little bit higher. You've certainly got the count to be able to wiggle for that. I don't think they're going to.
Just a little bit of that one. So it's still 1 and 2. Geltz on for a third of an inning last night, and for a short time was a pitcher of record in line to get a win, and we saw what happened there. The Rays just could not hang on to the lead last night in the late stages of the game.
They're completely different than how tonight's game is going.
Fly ball into right. There's Geyer camped under it. 1 gone in the 7th.
Well, last night's ball game, not a lot going on early. Tons of fireworks at the end. Back and forth from the 7th inning on. And here tonight, boy, a couple of roundhouses thrown by these teams early in the game. And now it's settled down a little bit. The Rays with a 1-run lead.
A strike to Lucas Duda. Rays gave up 3 leads in last night's game in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. Oh, 2, first time that's happened since August of 2008. The Angels surrendered the lead and lost to Seattle 10-7. Upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Go right back to the changeup now. Change the eye level. Sped him up just a little bit with the fastball and go right back to that changeup. And if I'm Rivera, I'm telling him bury it.
Popped into center. Kiermaier is there and makes the catch. Had to make a little adjustment. 2 gone as promised earlier in the game. We've selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag SS Data Strong fan for a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. There'll be a lot of candidates tonight here on Fedora night with the full house. Cut and a miss by Uribe on a slider. Juan Uribe has struck out, grounded out, and struck out. Cut and a miss. Same pitch, 0-2. A ball, 2 strikes. Now the Rays coming into this game are 4 games under 500 at home, 2 games over on the road. The Mets have been strong at home. They've struggled on the road, but they've played much better recently on the road. But still, the Mets on the road this year, 21-32. But they're 11-6 in their last 17 games on the road. 11-6. And they've put together a 2.5 game lead over Washington in the NL East. He struck him out. 1-2-3 in the top of the 7th for Geltz against New York. 7th inning stretch time at the ballpark and the Trop. It's 5-4 Rays. recall. It was on this day in 2012. Right-hander Fernando Rodney converted his 19th consecutive save, tying the club record shared by Roberto Hernandez in the '99 season and Rafael Soriano in 2010. And as we peek into the Rays bullpen currently, Jake McGee is loosening. Logan Forsythe will open the 7th inning, and a base hit lined into left on the first pitch by Carlos Torres. A turn at first, and Forsythe hangs on there. First pitch, a base hit, and the Rays are in double figures with 10 hits tonight.
Well, Logan Forsythe, one of the guys in the lineup here tonight, that did not have a hit up to this point, but he wastes no time here. That ball is supposed to be away, stays middle in and short quick to the baseball. That's a staple of Logan Forsythe. And the Rays are the leadoff man aboard.
That was Drupal Cabrera, who's been on 3 times. 44th appearance for Torres with a .367 earned run mark. One ball, no strikes. It's a foul ball off his foot. Try to walk that one off. There it is.
Right down the shin. And there is zero protection there.
Well, Torres hasn't been out there in a while. This is his first appearance since the last day of July. Pitched an inning against Washington. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Four innings for Syndergaard. He's got 5 off him and no runs in 2 innings off Gil Martin. Still 1-2 with that pitch fouled away.
Carlos Torres, and we've seen already the cutter and then the traditional fastball, curveball, changeup. All that time off, you wonder how sharp he will be. Logan Forsythe greeted him with a base hit.
There's a shot pulled foul out of play.
He tries to cut that ball in on the hands of the left-handed hitter, so you got to get that bat started quickly, and it's tough to keep fair.
Ground ball, and it's right to Tejada, who steps on the bag and throws to first. And they get the double play. Well, they had him positioned perfectly. So just like that, 2 outs.
Yeah, look where he's at, right up the middle. I mean, he doesn't have to move. Now it's just a race to the bag and make sure the throw is good over to Lucas Duda.
Brandon Guyer, who was hit by a pitch in the 5th inning. Lifts a fly ball toward the line. That's Granderson in right field. The Rays are out in the 7th. On to the 8th we go in a 5-4 Rays lead. 5-4 ball game. We're headed into the 8th inning at Tropicana Field tonight. Curtis Granderson, a couple of solo home runs in the first and second innings. Nathan Karns survived a 3-run first to pitch 5 innings, allowing 4 runs. The Rays got to Noah Syndergaard for 5 runs, 4 of those in the first. He pitched 4. Our Golden Diamond source game summary finds the Rays up by a run as we go to the 8th. Wilmer Flores will pinch hit to open the 8th against the Rays' new pitcher, Jake McGee. 1 ball, no strikes. Flores hitting for Conforto. It's a strike and it's 1-1. Giltz worked 1 perfect inning, picked up a strikeout. Now 1-2. Flores with 11 home runs. He drove in a big run in the 9th inning of last night's game. His single scored Conforto with what turned out to be the deciding run of the game. And he's out on strikes. Fastball at 94. It's 13 strikeouts for Rays pitching against this New York lineup.
How about that? Jake McGee, I mean, first handful of fastballs, 91, 92. He brings it up a little bit there, 94, brings it up in the strike zone just a little bit and picks up the first out of the inning. And we saw him do this in Chicago, too. Start the inning off with that fastball in the low 90s.
First pitch is a fastball strike at 94. Travis d'Arnaud 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts. It's 1-1. Inside, 2-1. Fastball fouled back, and that one hit 95. Juan Lagares is on deck. It was a 1-run ball game in the final last night. A 1-run game here in the 8th tonight. 2-2. Got it. Struck him out. Hitting 97 with that fastball. 2 gone.
Warming up as the inning goes on. Warming up, bringing that heater further up in the zone. This one his best of the inning and elevated. Forget about it.
Well, Juan Lagares will pinch hit. He hits for Kelly Johnson. That's a strike at 95. Fastball up. Lagares 274 against lefties. 1-1. Carnes for 5 innings. Cedeno 1, Geltz 1. And now it's Jake McGee. One and 2. Well, that was an easy 95.
The ball just, I mean, that's his main pitch, obviously. And the ball jumps out. He's smooth mechanically. He pitches up in the zone effectively, and you're right. His effort level belies the radar gun reading.
And a cut and a miss. He got a chase at 97, striking out the side. 5-4 Rays. Five to 4 Rays lead. New center fielder Juan Lagares, after pinch hitting, will stay on to play center. And as we mentioned last night, he is outstanding. We may have the 2 premier center fielders in baseball in the game right now, and these 2 guys. Yoenis Cespedes plays left field, and Tejada goes over. Tejada's still at short, and Flores is at second base. Kiermaier fouls it. 1-2. Ground ball. Tejada with a quick throw. Close at first, and they get Kiermaier. So 1 away here in the 8th inning. Let's check in with Rich Hollenberg. Rich?
Thanks, Dwayne. Stick around after the game. Coming up, it'll be the Rays Live postgame brought to you by Checkers, where Todd Callis and Doug Wechter will discuss the finale of tonight's game, and we'll hear about Grady Sizemore's night, another home run, back-to-back nights for him, and we'll obviously be in the clubhouse as well. I'll talk to Kevin Cash and assorted members of the Rays. Rays Live, the postgame, brought to you by Checkers and Dwayne Stats' birthday.
Well, we will not miss the postgame. After this one, a high pop off the bat of Rivera, foul ball, and Duda's down there to make the catch right along the bullpen area.
How about your birthday becoming a sponsor? That's a pretty big day. Well, it's a big crowd. First sellout since opening day and beyond a sellout. And then it's become so big that now it's help sponsor the postgame show.
I'm hoping I don't get a bill for that sponsorship.
You know what you should get is the no bill. Let's stick with no bill.
Yeah. Here's John Jaso. The pitch is a strike. Jaso with a couple runs scored tonight, a double and a walk. This one is down one. You notice how you can't slide birthdays by this group. You couldn't slide yours by. I can't slide mine by.
You tried. I mean, you really kept that down low.
You know,
Callis
comes in, explodes the whole thing.
Yep.
That's what he does, though. He knows everything. He is everywhere. Omnipresent. Two balls and a strike to count to Jaso. We're in the bottom of the eighth. The Rays took the lead in the fourth. Jaso misses 2-2. Carlos Torres out there on the hill. Jaso is out on strikes. So we'll go to the ninth inning. And Brad Boxberger will face the Mets in the ninth. Boxberger into this game last night. The high-def highlight presented by H.H. Gregg, and this is how the ninth inning started. You know, if he retires Duda, it's a completely different evening, but it turned out to be disastrous.
It did. Well, you got a couple of Mets hitters here going off the plate away and dropping balls to the opposite field, and runs continue to come around and score, two of them. And that would take a one-run deficit into a one-run lead. They would hold on to it. And fast forward 24 hours, maybe 23 hours, and Brad Boxberger out there with a chance to nail this one down once again, get right back up on that horse.
27 of 30 in the save department. It was a difficult start for the Rays when the Mets scored 3 runs 8 pitches into the game. Well, it's 5-4 as we go to the ninth, and it's Brad Boxberger to face the shortstop Ruben Tejada. Then we'll go to the top of the order with Granderson and Murphy due up. First pitch is a strike. Fastball around the knees. Pitcher number 5 for the Rays tonight Ground ball third. Longoria's throw right there on the money. And they get the leadoff man in the ninth inning tonight. And boy, what a difference, as we know, what a difference that makes.
Anytime you can retire the leadoff man, you're right. The chances of scoring obviously go way down. It boosts the confidence of Brad Boxberger. And now you roll around to the top of the order. Granderson's already had himself a big night.
Home run in the first, a home run in the second, 2 for 4. Pitch is away. Shift on for him. Longoria alone on the left side of the infield.
They are lined up.
Two and 0 the count. There's a strike at the knees. 2-1.
You know, when you can do that too in a 2-0 count, drop a changeup in there for a called strike, you let that hitter know, I'll throw this pitch whenever. Don't get comfortable looking for a heater.
And a cut and a miss out in front. 2-2.
And when you can introduce that doubt into a hitter's head, he comes back with another one here on 2-1. You start to take the aggressiveness out of the swing.
2-2. Pop foul. It's out of play. The fastball with that pitch.
And it was all over him. I mean, you know, you lull him, couple of change-ups back-to-back, and then that fastball, he had to do all of that in his swing just to foul it off because that ball was on him in a hurry.
That's fouled off his foot.
Ouch.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Anderson back in. A little number. Boxberger with a chance to make the throw to first is low, and Lodi digs it out. That was the beginning of trouble last night. Not picture perfect tonight, but within the reach of Lodi, and Lodi does the job at first.
He needs to find a happy medium. Last night was the overthrow wide, and this was the underthrow short. Okay, I'm not going to make the same mistake. Oh, yeah.
You know, there was just too much time to try to make that play. It was rushed last night. Too much time tonight because that thought process somehow seeps in there.
I tell you, it's absolutely amazing to me that these pitchers who can stand on that mound looking down hitters and just dot corners of plates, you know, execute command, and then that throw to first sometimes can be troublesome.
Murphy on a 1-0 pitch, popping it down the left side. Longoria digging hard, trying to end it, but he cannot get there. So it goes as a strike, and the count is 1-1. After all of this, the starting pitchers are still the pitchers of record. 2-1. Ground ball foul. It's down beyond Tom Goodwin. So the count goes to 2-2 on Daniel Murphy. Murphy had 2 hits last night, including a home run in the 8th off Jake McGee. When he was down in the count 1-2, hit a fastball out off McGee. It's 2-2 now with 2 outs in the 9th inning, and Rivera talks it over with Boxberger. And a high pop-up left side. Longoria is going to make the call. Foul ball, Rays win. Rays are winners tonight. Murphy fouled down to third. It was an ominous start for the Rays, but they come back to win this one. 5-4 the final. Nathan Carnes will get the victory, his 7th of the year. He is 7-5. A save goes to Boxberger, his 28th. The loss to SYNDERGAARD, now 6-6. For the Rays, 5 runs, 10 hits, an error, 8 left. For the Mets, 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors, and 7 men left on base. It took 3 hours and 3 minutes to play it before a crowd of 31,042 at Tropicana Field tonight.
And you really have to tip your hat to the Rays bullpen. They needed 12 outs from them. They got all 12 outs, nursing that 1-run lead. They gave up 1 base runner, and that was on a strikeout. A strikeout that got away from Rene Rivera in the 6th inning. But other than that, it was shut down, locked down from the pen, and the Rays walk away winners.
So it's a 5-4 victory for the Rays. Right now, let's go to the field and Todd Callis.
Thanks with Kevin Kiermaier. Drove in 2 runs in that big first inning against Noah Syndergaard. KK, what was the key against the guy who's one of the best in the National League tonight?
We were just going to try to be aggressive. You know, he's another guy who throws 100 out there. And, you know, if we said if he beats us, it's going to be with his fastball, not his other stuff, because he has good secondary pitches too. But we said, you know what, we're going to be aggressive with the fastball. And, you know, we got down there in the first inning, and thankfully, you know, John had a huge at bat to start us off, and Grady with the homer was awesome. And, you know, we chipped on a few more. So for us to have that first inning, that was what kept us in the game, and it was huge for us.
You drive into 2, and then you stretch it into 2. And what happened on the slide there?
My thumb just jammed it straight into the ground, and you know, it really scared me. I didn't know how serious it was right when it happened, but you know, after kind of catching my breath, I realized I just jammed it pretty bad, and the whole rest of the game after that wasn't a whole lot of fun. But
here's a look.
Yeah, and let's see what happens. Yeah, like I said, I just caught on the ground, and it wasn't a graceful slide by any means. But you know, I'm okay. There's no ligament damage, no breaks or anything like that. But you know, it definitely wasn't fun, and you know, I hate coming out of games. So I said, you know, it didn't hurt to throw anything like that. So I was going to stay in.
All right, KK, we're going to let you go. What a crowd it was tonight. I know you feed off that energy. Nice job.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. It's a 5-4 Rays victory to pull even in this series. We'll be right back in a moment.